Journal Record editor Ted Struley joins us to discuss stories making headlines in business this week. Ted, issues with the Meadows racetrack in Tulsa have been in the news all week long. What's the latest on that?
Well, the latest is that the what's commonly known as the Fair Board voted 4-0 to approve a deal with the Muskogee Creek Nation for naming rights for what's been known as the Quick Trip Center. There's a clause in that that eliminates live horse racing at Fair Meadows racetrack. That has both the quarter horse racing people and the thoroughbred racing people up in arms. They say it's going to cost their industry at least $2 million. There's also some question that's been raised about $7 million a year that 3 of the tribes have been paying to subsidize that track to keep casino gaming out of there, and whether those 3 tribes will be obligated to continue paying that even if the racetrack is no longer operating. So we're expecting to hear a lot more on this.
Oneok is attempting to halt a federal inspection. What's happening there?
Well, there's a federal agency that inspects pipelines and hazardous materials, and they are wanting to inspect a Oneok subsidiary facility up in Kansas. Oneok disputes whether this agency even has the authority to have any oversight in their case, and they'd like to see that resolved before any inspections are conducted.
A new version of a hydraulic fracturing chemical disclosure website is now up. Tell us about that.
Right. FracFocus.org, which the industry was responsible for, that's been online for some time, is now sort of required in some 23 states where disclosure of the chemicals that are used is mandatory. The new version of the website will make it easier for small operators to comply with those state laws.
Chesapeake has been ordered to pay royalties to groups in Texas. What's the story there?
Well, it's a $1 million judgment against Chesapeake, about a quarter of that in attorney's fees and interest. Most of this goes to one family and trusts that family controls. It's the Hyder family and Oil family in Tarrant County. Chesapeake had appealed that judgment earlier, but it looks like now they're going to have to pay it.
Heart monitoring, there's now an app for that.
There is an app for that. It's called the LiveCore, created by a local doctor in Oklahoma City, and it turns your smartphone into a heart monitor, an EKG machine. That's now got FDA approval. It's for sale for $199 to physicians who started placing orders the moment it was approved.
Ted Struley, editor of the Journal Record, thanks for joining us.
My pleasure.